Well, it's going to be a fairly stormy night for us around southern West Virginia. You probably hear a couple of rumbles of thunder as we go through the overnight tonight. And, of course, hear a little bit of rain on the roof, no doubt about that. I-64 right now, mile marker 124, looking pretty good now as we take a look at the interstate with 64 as it makes its way towards I-77 and, of course, away from it towards the Beckley Airport. Temperatures are generally sitting in the lower to middle 60s around the region, including at the airport, which has 63 degrees at this point. The relative humidity is 81%. The wind chill is not very, of course, not very, it's not something that we really have to worry about. Barometer is 29.79, and the winds are out of the south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. Now, sunset time this evening was at about 8:30, so you had a chance to really get out and enjoy the weather as you went through this evening, even though there were some clouds around, because we were in between those bands of showers and thunderstorms, just like we told you we were going to be as we went through the sunset time this evening. 63 also at Lewisburg, 62 in Charleston, 67 in Huntington, 57 in Parkersburg, 61 in Bluefield. Temperatures generally sitting in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Now we're starting to lose some of that energy that helped to fuel those thunderstorms when they were further off to our west over portions of Kentucky and down to Tennessee and North Georgia. But you can still see that line, a fairly impressive looking line still as well, making its way towards the region and pushing its way off to the north-northeast or east-northeast at a pretty good clip, about 35, 45 miles per hour, depending on which one of these cells you're looking at. So there's a good possibility that some of those storms will be on the strong side, perhaps even severe side by the time they get here. But as you zoom it in now, you'll notice that while we have that flood watch still, we have had severe thunderstorm warnings. We're beginning to see those storms fade just a little bit. That's the good news, as we are losing the heating of the day, as we're losing that heating that helps provide energy for these storms. They are beginning to weaken just a shade as they push off to that east-northeasterly direction. Zooming it out now, again, you can see some very strong thunderstorms further off to the south over portions of Tennessee, back into North Georgia, North Alabama as well. And again, it's all heading off to the east and at a pretty good clip. There have been lots and lots and lots of storm reports today, most of which have been damaging wind reports. You notice that you see those little broken trees. That, of course, indicates the damaging winds. Buried underneath all that are some tornado reports that we have seen in portions of Tennessee and back into western Kentucky, unfortunately, an area that's gotten hit very hard over the last several days and with these last several storms. Futurecast looking pretty good, predicting about where we're going to see those storms making their way through the region. So it starts off pretty well, and this high resolution model did very well last Friday, and it's doing very well once again this afternoon and evening as we see that Futurecast paint some showers just off to our east and maybe thunderstorms too as we go through our 5 o'clock hour. Our Wednesday morning commute looking okay, and then we're going to see that chance for the showers come back as we go through our Wednesday afternoon into our Thursday. Bottom line is we're going to see a lot of rain over the next several days, and we're going to see good chances for it. So we're not necessarily going to dry out, and so any particular shower, especially a heavier shower, could produce some difficulties in terms of possibilities for flooding. And so that's one of the things that we're going to be tracking for you as we go through today and tonight. High winds are also a possibility with some of those storms that make their way through the region, partially because they're in a real hurry to get through here. Large hail is also a small possibility in tornadoes. That's a decreasing threat as we go through our overnight hours. Futurecast rainfall, we're going to pick up decent amounts over the next 48 hours. This, of course, ends as you go through your Thursday night at 11 o'clock or thereabouts. And so we are going to see good chance for rain. That's why we're talking about possibilities for some flooding, especially ponding, the usual ponding, and, of course, those standing water or low-lying spots. 72 for tomorrow, showers and storms. Some of them will again be on the strong side as we go through the afternoon hours particularly. And our 7-day forecast calls for more chances for showers and isolated storms on our Thursday. And then temperatures really fall off. 59 the high on Friday, and those will be sitting in the lower to middle 40s as we go through our weekend days. High on Saturday, 65. On Sunday, only 66. That's your weather. More news and sports comes up in just a couple of minutes.